So here we are. Elon Musk has finally kept to his word and has promised, as of the 18th of May in the UK, opened the Tesla Supercharger network to non-Tesla cars. So non-Tesla EV owners are now in most cases going to be able to use the Tesla Supercharger network, an example of which is here. These have been the envy of most EV owners for a number of years, simply because of their design, their plug and play ease of use, and their reliability, I think, first and foremost, and also with very competitive pricing. Brilliant design, and that is what a lot of non Tesla owners are going to be able to use from now on. And I'm sure there are going to be plenty of Tesla owners who aren't going to be too happy. But first things first, you have to download the Tesla app onto your smartphone. We have been Tesla Powerwall owners for a number of years, so we already have this Tesla app. And within the app, there's a little section where there has now appeared this icon at the top of the screen, which is charge your non-Tesla. And when you do, you have to enter your details, credit card and billing information, and then it immediately shows you the nearest supercharger to you. We amazingly have a Tesla dealership which has 8 superchargers literally 5 minutes from home. Although, ironically, because it's so close to home, we are very unlikely to ever use it unless it's a dire emergency. It gives you the pricing information, and then you just pick a stall when you arrive. So, this is our local Cardiff Tesla dealership, which is opened fairly recently in the last year or so. And these are V3 Tesla superchargers version 3. So they're very fast, capable of over 200 kilowatts charging speeds. Although, of course, many non Tesla cars are not going to be able to have that type of charging speed. So it's always going to be car dependent. And we'll get on in a moment to what side of the car your charging port ideally needs to be. So this is my wife's Peugeot e-208, which is part of the Stellantis group. This is a 50 kilowatt hour battery car, although it's about 45 kilowatt hour usable. But it is capable of up to 100 kilowatt charging speeds, although those faster speeds are from a very low state of charge. And when we arrived here, we were just under 50% battery. So I'm just going to go through connecting up, which is pretty straightforward. All the Stellantis cars have the charging port on the same side as Tesla cars. You have to give that a good yank to remove the Tesla charge cable. Obviously, open the app, pinpoints where you are, choose the location, and then this is charger 1A. Choose that one on the app. And as you've already plugged in, as already shown, just press the icon to start the charge. And on our cars, or the Peugeot cars, you get the green flashing light and the red locked in symbol, so the cable's locked in, and then you just get confirmation on the dash. Charging at 243 miles per hour or so. It's about 50 to 60 kilowatts at this 48% state of charge, battery charge. So fairly good speeds. Obviously nothing like a Tesla, but because it's a small battery car, that is still reasonable charging speed. So this is going to be a common sight from now on, I'm afraid, for a lot of Tesla owners, in terms of there be non-Tesla cars charging. But as with most Tesla software, just very easy peasy, really, to get started. No glitches, no problems. Really modernistic design. They always have been. Like I said, the envy of most EV drivers. Although saying that, they don't have any rain canopies, so if it's raining, you're still going to get wet. But I think the main point is to have lots of chargers. I think they have just under 800 as of May 2022 in the UK. Charging sites, that is. So it's pretty incredible. And this is just after a few minutes, up to 52%. charging rates drop very slightly to 220, and via the app it just keeps you updated about how much you've used, the cost, all very clear. And again, parking for a car such as this, really easy because it's such a compact car, plenty of space. It's easier to maneuver than a Tesla, I would say. And again, the key thing here is that the charge port is at exactly the same location as Tesla. That is the near side rear or passenger side rear. There are some cars like my Ioniq 5, which is featured on this channel. The charge port's on the other side, and these cables, the Tesla cables, are notoriously short, so they're not going to reach. The only way that my Ioniq 5 would be able to use these is if I park in a bay and use the adjoining cable, but I'm actually using the cable for the adjoining bay, and that would be a big no-no for me. So I'm not really planning to use these supercharger sites unless the design changes in the future, or if it's empty and it was a dire emergency, because I think you'd just upset a lot of people by taking up potentially in effect 2 bays. So going very well, up to 74-75%. You can see the charging rates dropped to 40 kilowatts now. 12 kilowatt hours taken on, and with this size of battery, you just double it to know how much battery percentage. So 12 kilowatt hours, 24% battery. And I was just waiting to see whether this would click off at 80%, because I've heard Tesla software often just locks you out at 80%, but this continued to charge because there was low limit, and also it was empty. And there you go, I'm about to stop the charge after taking on 15 kilowatt hours. It immediately clicked off the supercharger. The symbol's now turned white, and I can now unplug, click the charging cable back in, and that's it. Really easy. It's typical Tesla experience. And there you go, just a summary on the app. £9.30, as you may have seen earlier, is a very expensive price, 62 pence per kilowatt hour, and that's it. So I hope you can see this is going to be, well, the start of the future really. The infrastructure has just improved in Britain overnight because of this. Only 15 such sites at the moment, but plenty more to open up in the future. If you like this, give me a thumbs up. If you really like it, please subscribe.